Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Offstage. I'm Amy Lacey, Director of Publications here at Dallas Theater Center. Tonight, we'll have an update from Public Works Dallas. We'll hear about their summer showcase that you, our Dallas Theater Center family, have helped name. Jonathan Norton, playwright in residence at DTC, is back with the latest from the wide world of sports. And Mercedes Brown, manager of individual giving, is with us to share about a new virtual roundtable series. But first, we have a very special guest. Eric Valdez with the City of Dallas and Professor Morgana Wilborn, Director of Education at Dallas Theater Center, are here to share with us about the new Youth Performance Showcase. Welcome, Eric and Morgana.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Morgana. Good to see you tonight.
So good to see you.
Good evening, Amy. Good evening, Morgana. How are y'all?
Good. Hey, Eric. Well, I'm happy that...
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on
No,
you.
it's okay. We're just happy that you're here with us, Eric, to share in this new partnership.
Yeah, and on behalf of the City of Dallas Parks and Recreation Department, we are very excited in this new collaboration. I know we've just implemented a new youth initiative that will target some programming for teens across the City of Dallas. And that new division that we've implemented has 5 core values. So we want to prevent kids from getting in trouble across the City of Dallas, so prevention and intervention. We want to focus on education and training, health and wellness, recreation and social opportunities, and along with that are these cultural activities that we're looking forward with the Dallas Theater Center. This is definitely right up our alley. And then finally, mentorship and leadership. Those are our 5 core principles that we plan to implement programming across the City of Dallas and to help engage kids come out of their houses and into rec centers and into facilities and into the virtual space so they can engage with other teens across Dallas.
Yeah,
I know we scheduled a youth performance showcase that is scheduled for April 10th through the May 15th, 2 p.m. to 3:30. So our Polk Recreation Center is standing by right now. It's 214-670-6308 to take any registration for any of those teens across Dallas or youth that like to participate. They can definitely reach out to Polk Recreation Center at 214-670-6308.
Thank you so much, Eric. I'm really excited that through this partnership, we can continue to work with our City of Dallas Park and Recreation Centers. We had a relationship through various rec centers that we work with, including Beckley Sainer and Janie C. Turner for our Public Works Dallas department. And education really gets to work hand in hand in this wonderful way. One of our teaching artists who will be continue their work with us at Dallas Theater Center and now with the City of Dallas is Siobhan Banks Davis. She will be leading a stellar workshop with these students across these 2 months of April and May to perfect their performance skills and really engage in preparation for performance. And we hope that students get excited about theater, excited about ensemble work, and excited about working together. And I hope we can continue the work and engagement with the City of Dallas. We appreciate you so much. If anyone has questions on the Dallas Theater Center end, feel free to email education@dallastheatercenter.org.
Yeah, we're definitely, like I said, we're excited about this new partnership. I know we've talked, Morgana and I have talked about expanding the relationship in the summer. For us, the Parks and Recreation Department, this is going to be our first kind of foray back into engagement with our community post-COVID. We're post-COVID, but getting folks engaged in a virtual space, and we're looking forward to seeing those faces that we've been missing for the last year. And hopefully this eventually leads us into in-person activities and more collaboration in the future.
Definitely, Eric. So for now, we're virtual, but we hope that we could come back together in space, in time, in person.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, Eric and Morgana. And I think we have a special message from our instructor, Siobhan Banks Davis, that we'll share with you now.
Hi, I am Mrs. Davis, and I want to invite you to register for the Dallas Theater Center Youth Performance Showcase. This 6-week workshop was designed for youth to be able to showcase their talent and grow within their craft. We're looking for singers, dancers, actors, comedians, poets. Whatever your talent is, now is the time to shine. Big thanks to the City of Dallas for this opportunity. We are looking forward to meeting you in April and helping you to develop your talent. See you then.
Thank you. Go ahead, Amy.
Oh, sorry, friends. I think I was muted for that whole thing. Well, now we're going to go over to Imani Thomas for news about the weather. Imani, over to you.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm clearly at DTC where it's a beautiful 70 degrees out. It's time to bring out the shorty shorts. You're ready for summer.
Thank you so much, Imani. You always make the weather so much more fun. Imani's not the only one enjoying a good life. Public Works Dallas just announced their new summer showcase. Brandy Giles, this season's producer, and Tatiana Marie Carlo, the production's director, join us tonight. Thank you for sharing space with us, friends. First things first, what is the title?
So the project is called A Little Less Lonely. And we went to members of the community that might have included you all and asked, what are some themes or topics that you wanted this project to be about? And a central theme that came about was, how can we come together after 2020, and how can we be a little less lonely together? And so that's how we came up with what we asked community for the title, and it was like perfect because it was exactly the themes that we were talking about, and it was based on the conversation of your themes. The first name that came up a long time ago, so it's exciting that that is actually the title of the project.
Hello, my name is Brandy Giles, and I am the producer for this summer's showcase, A Little Less Lonely. And joined with me today, we have Ms. Tatiana Marie Carlo, who will be our director for our production this summer. Typically, in years past, we have done a full-fledged pageant with hundreds of communities, guest artists on our stage, and we get to share the space together and have so much fun and joy. But with the situation that's going on right now with COVID, we've had to refocus to something a little bit more intimate, a little bit more focused, but just as joyous. And so we'll be creating a filmed production. And I'm going to pass it off to Tatiana Marie to talk a little bit about how we got our name, A Little Less Lonely.
And as you see from the clip, we wanted to go to you, to the community first, and ask the questions. What are the things that are percolating right now, that are right at the tips of your fingers and that you're going through as a community? And we got things like feedback like human connection and love, creation, parking lots, and fairy tales. And through that conversation, we knew that at the end of this, we wanted folks to feel a little less lonely. And we knew that back then, but we can't do anything without community. And that's the number one part of this, is that we are all doing this together. And so we, with the designers that are SMU students that are working on the project, we came up with a few titles that included A Little Less Lonely, and you, the community, got to vote on it. And now we have our title, and we're really excited for this summer with A Little Less Lonely.
And so, as Tatiana already spoke about, we have some students that are working with us. So right now, while you have our full-time staff of Dallas Theater Center who is working on this project, we also have representatives from SMU Meadows School of the Arts and Ignite Dallas who will be working with us. These are undergraduate and graduate students. These are our designers and our assistant designers, our assistant director, our production assistants and assistant stage managers. I mean, they're really really stepping up to the plate and supporting us on this, and we would not be able to do this without their help. In addition to that, we have students from outside of the SMU family from a couple of universities, both in-state and out of state, and we have one high school student who is also going to be helping us out as one of our assistant stage managers. So, and she's from Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. And so we are just so excited to have all of these students here who are going to be working with us. We have Tatiana Marie, who lives in Rhode Island, but she will be here in Dallas with us during filming. Majority of our work will be done virtually, and then when we get to tech and to filming, obviously that will be in person. And again, this is just for this year as we're dealing with everything that's going on, because we are so excited about next year going back to our full-scale pageant with all of our community members in our Wiley building, sharing love and sharing joy. So I'm going to pass it back to Tatiana to talk a little bit about language in our production.
Yes, and we want this project to reflect the community around us. So it will be completely bilingual, va a ser completamente bilingüe, para que todo el mundo entienda lo que está pasando in English or in Spanish. And a huge thing for me is my older grandparents and my great aunts and uncles speak very little English, and my younger cousins speak no Spanish. And so with this project, what I'm hoping is to bridge that linguistic gap, that if you speak only English or you speak only Spanish or you speak both languages, you're able to understand everything at the end of it. So we can be a little less lonely. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tatiana, for being with us. And thank you, Amy, for having us in this space. We're really excited. Next month, we'll be back with a little bit more information about our showcase. And stay tuned for August 10th. That is when we will be releasing our film, and we hope that you will be able to watch it and feel a little less lonely. Thank you.
Oh, ladies, thank you so much. This is wonderful and so exciting. I'm so thankful to have you both sharing space with us and making this announcement of the title here on Offstage. You know, Public Works Dallas brings some of the most joyous times that we can have at Dallas Theater Center. There's so much celebration, there's so much good community, and I'm just so thankful for all that you are doing to bring us all together, despite what COVID throws up as a barrier and trying to keep us apart. So we're really looking forward to hearing more news next month and to all being a little less lonely. Thank you so much. Well, we're also a little less lonely when Jacob Peterman takes time away from his role as box office manager to mix up another delicious drink. Hi, Jacob. What you got cooking tonight?
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having me again. Just a reminder, my name is Jacob Peterman, manager of Box Office Services, but I'm going to be your bartender tonight. So if you live in the very sunny state of Texas, you're starting to notice it's getting really close to pool season, which is my favorite season. I just added that into fall, summer, spring. I insert pool season in there as well. And my favorite thing to do after a long day of work is grab a cocktail and go sit by the pool. So I thought it'd be fun to make some blueberry lemonade, not a mojito. So normally a mojito has rum, but I'm a huge fan of flavored vodka. So we're gonna be using lemon vodka tonight. So it's a super simple cocktail. We're first gonna start, you need a shaker because we're gonna muddle some stuff together. Muddle is just a fancy word for smashing things up. So we're gonna take just a couple blueberries, throw them in here. Don't really need to count. We're gonna take some mint. Now you can get this at the store, you can grow it. It doesn't really matter if it's wilted or fresh, like you just need that minty taste. And then we're gonna need a half a tablespoon of sugar. And that's very mojito-like as well. And then you can get like a fancy muddler, or you can just get like the back of like a wooden spoon, spatula, really doesn't matter. You just need to smash them up really quick, and it's gonna create a weird little paste. I'm not gonna show you because it doesn't look that great, but trust me, it tastes delicious. So we're gonna muddle those up really quick. We're gonna throw some ice in here. And then we're gonna do about a shot and a half of lemon vodka. Pour that into your shaker. Shake it up real quick. And And sometimes with cocktails, you would normally strain everything, but I don't want to strain everything. I want all of those blueberries and the mint and the sugar. So we're just going to pour that all in here into the glass. And then because it's already really sweet, you could top it off with something like lemonade, but I like to do just a club soda because it's already very sweet to begin with. And there you have it. We have a blueberry lemonade, not a mojito. You can see you got that nice blueberry and the mint all in there. It's just a really delicious drink and really refreshing for the side of the pool.
Wow, those are some lucky blueberries, Jacob. That looks amazing. Thank you so much for serving up a wonderful, delicious cocktail this night. I can't wait to go and make one of those right after this show.
Have a great night, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jacob. We'll see you next month. This week has seen some new developments in the sporting world. Jonathan Norton, playwright in residence at DTC, joins us now with news from the Diamond. Hi, Jonathan. How are you tonight?
Hi, Amy. Thank you so much. Happy to be back. Monday night, the Texas Rangers welcomed a crowd of at least 38,000 enthusiastic baseball fans to Globe Life Field in Arlington for the team's home opener against the Toronto Blue Jays. I got nothing. Again, this is sports with Jonathan Norton. Back to you, Amy.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. I share that moment of question marks and and amusing expressions about how that happened in this time of COVID. But you know, I always enjoy sports more when they're coming from you. So thank you for being here. Dallas Theater Center will offer a virtual roundtable series focusing on professional theater. Mercedes Brown, manager of individual giving, is with us now to tell us more about the first event. Good evening, Mercedes, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, Amy. I'm sorry, I had to laugh at the sports. I have no talking points prepared because I literally just wrapped up work and just hopped on to DTC off stage live. So hi, everybody. So I'm so excited to kick off April's events. We are back to doing virtual happy hours. I know people enjoyed doing the sneak peek behind the rehearsals to bring renewal cast reunions to the virtual space. I know we did a behind the scenes with our amazing staff here and the work that we do at DTC. I wanted to bring something completely different to the table. Last month was Women's History Month, and we had some amazing women of color on our stage in past productions here at DTC. I wanted to kind of bring them up, have an open, safe space for them to kind of have them share their experience as actresses in the theater. I hope going forward that we bring more theater professionals into our space in the Roundtable series, just to discuss ideas, topics, theories, concepts that float around the theater industry that not the average theater goer knows nothing about, but also to hopefully we can tap into the local theater community as well. Not only highlighting actors, but also directors, playwrights, people in the industry locally, and also maybe past people from past productions, and have them share their expertise, their knowledge, and also, you know, challenges that come up in the field and the triumphs that come up in the field. So I think we have a clip, Amy, for everyone.
Yes, we do.
I find myself hungry for culturally specific work. I find myself hungry for culturally specific work, more so because, you know, and I completely identify with what it means to be cast as like the Black girl, or, you know what I mean? I understand that people can stereotype you and box you in, But the way that I understand my Blackness is different than how they understand it. That like I understand my Blackness is infinite, and that's not what stereotypes do. You know, stereotypes one-dimensionalize people. And I find myself hungry for culturally specific work because I think that Black girl exists 50 different ways, 50,000 different ways. And so this brings me to my next question, which got me excited once, you know, Maggie and Sydney started talking about color conscious / colorblind casting, their differences, and how we see them. Several theater artists have argued that colorblind casting is a failed attempt of equity and diversity and have urged the theater industry to move toward color conscious casting. And I am interested in having a conversation about what does color conscious casting mean to you? And is it the most effective way to achieve diversity and equity in the theater industry for non-white people? Any thoughts?
I think something that comes to mind for me on that is when I think about colorblind versus color conscious casting. I mean, I think with color conscious casting, there's more of an emphasis on, yes, there are some parts that are only, you know, it's only respectful if they are played by certain people who can relate to the story that's being told, people that have a connection, sometimes a real blood connection to the part. Something that I think about is, you know, I think sometimes in the industry, it's like if a part can be played by anybody, if anyone can play a part, that tends to default to white. And I think in my mind, what color conscious casting could and should mean is not defaulting to white if anyone can play a part. You know what I mean? Like, I think as someone who does a lot of classical work, I think this is something that comes up a lot. You know, it's interesting watching sort of in the realm of Shakespeare and things like that, which really at this point, it's like those shows have been set everywhere. Those shows have been set on the moon, and yet there's still contention about who gets to play what, and you know, like were there Black people in Elizabethan, you know, there's this big mess, and but I think like in a sort of scholastic way, we think of these parts as being able to be played by anybody at this point, and yet still we're stuck in a place where anybody actually really just means a white person. And so for me, that's always the first thing that comes into my mind when I think about color conscious casting, is being you know, being conscious of the fact that that the default isn't white, and that we have to move beyond that.
So that clip, wasn't it amazing? I am so excited about this conversation. As you can see, the conversation is real. We are talking about real topics and real issues that come up with BIPOC people, specifically in this space, women of color on stage. There is definitely more to come in this conversation. So I invite everyone to, if you're not signed up for our DTC newsletter, that's where we give you this information of when we do the virtual happy hours. Yes, we give first access to our donors, patron perk, benefactor, Public Works Dallas community, Project Discovery community first, but we do release it to you all here in social media land. The video will be released internally with our DTC community, and then released to Facebook and YouTube next Friday. But again, if you want to know what's upcoming, sign up for the newsletter, okay? And I believe you can do that on the website, right, Amy?
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong.
On the website, or you can always email anyone here to get information. There's so many ways that we make ourselves available to you.
Yes, true. Email. Yes, that's important. If you would like to email me personally, it's mercedes.brown@dallastheatercenter.org. And I am Mercedes Brown, Manager of Individual Giving. All right, back to you, Amy. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us this evening, Mercedes. And thank you even more for making this beautiful program to bring in more members of our family, both on stage, off stage, and out in the community. I'm so excited for your first moment. That clip, everybody, that is just the tip of the iceberg for all of the excitement and joy and energy and good information and conversation that will be shared in this roundtable event.
Thank you.
Well, and that's it for our episode of Offstage this evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. As a reminder, you can sign up for our Dallas Youth Performance Showcase now on our website at dallastheatercenter.org. Just go under education and find the Youth Performance Showcase class, and you'll take you straight to the registration form. The class begins this Saturday and runs through May 15th and is free for all students. You can also keep up with all the latest Dallas Theater Center news in our app. It's available now for a free download through the Apple App Store and through Google Play. Or you can always keep up with us on social media through all of our avenues. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else that you can imagine. Thank you for following us. Thank you for sharing. And thanks again for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you here on Offstage on May 5th at 6 o'clock. And as a special moment of joy, please enjoy this delightful video to end our evening tonight. Thank you, everyone, and love.